The 16th of August 2025. Got a bit colder, but still good weather here in rural Ireland. It's about, I didn't check it, we'd say it's about 17 degrees centigrade. Intelligent, smart fella. Some people say I'm intelligent. I won't say this, but I'm going to give you an example. There are several examples where intelligence comes into it. And when I'm meeting people socially, I don't care what they say, we'll have the chat and the crack about old times and that. But when you're doing jobs, you sometimes have to assess the intelligence of the other person, and you have to assess their honesty as well, what you can trust them with. Some people can't be trusted with delicate information, they can't shut up. One of the things I do is tell lies about it and see what happens. But anyway, I'll give you an example. Of intelligence. We'll say that there's a man here, we'll say 12 years ago, who had a bit of money and he was defrauded. He was defrauded by somebody who he knew or whom he lived beside him or something. Right? This is the man, and this is the fella did it. And this fella, we'd say, is up in court and he gets fined and he heads off, he's away. We'd say he's from maybe 10 mile away or something, but he's away, he's gone and no one sees him. That's it. Right? I'm in the pub some night, we're chatting and talking about this fella, we call him Long Tom. And you know, he was defrauded by a fella. He's gone, that fella. He was defrauded by a fella. So that the person I'm speaking to, whoever it is, doesn't know this guy at all. Doesn't know him from Adam, but he heard about him and has an idea what it's about and is of interest to it. And we all talk about things of interest. Anyway, there's a funeral. The man was 98. He died. He passed away. God be good to him. And outside the church doors, a lot of people gathered around. Big heap of people. And I'm sitting there with this fella. And I'm sitting beside him. We're sitting there. That's not a bad day now. God, cattle's a shocking price. Oh, it's like, oh, very dear. Oh, no, it's great. Oh, you could have rained too. Oh, a wee bit of a do no harm. You're talking there like that. And maybe you know this fella and you meet him a few times. Any news, WH, just the same as ever. And you're talking away. And the next thing is, now remember, this guy is now out of the equation. He's the fellow who was ripped off. It doesn't matter. That's Long Tom. This fella arrives at the funeral because he had some connection with the dead person. For simplicity, we'd say the dead person has no connection. It just happens to be someone in the locality, man or woman. So this fella arrives and he's wearing a blue blazer with kind of brassy buttons on it and white trousers. And here he arrives and I look at him. That's the lad. And it comes to me, that's the fella. So once I'm satisfied that's who he is, and he's over there about 14 yards, and there's a lot of people around, there's a little space for the coffin to come out, I give a nudge to this fella. Your man in the blue blazer with the shiny buttons, with the brass buttons. See him over there. So, right, just to repeat now what I'm saying to him. Across the way, your man in the blue blazer with the shiny buttons and the white trousers. And your man, now, here's the point. Wait till you see the difference in the reaction of intelligent people and the rest. All my viewers, of course, are intelligent. If I say you're not, you'll turn off. So, right. Supposing your man that I'm talking to is intelligent. He'll know that I can't give a big lecture on who this fella is or anything else. He knows that the time will come when I can tell him all about it. But this is not the time. There are too many eavesdroppers, too much obvious problems with doing that. So he might repeat to me and say, are you talking about that lad just across there? To the left of the tree, that palm tree. Yeah, he's not wearing any cap. He has a bluey braver, tallish tin, yeah. And he has white trousers, yeah. And black shoes, that's the lad there. Oh, that's all right. He'll say, yeah, that's it. That's all he will do. The intelligent person will only do that. What about the rest? What about the majority of the dumbbells ignorant people? In Ireland, we have a saying called cute, C-U-T-E. And it means different than in America. You know the way in America somebody has a teddy bear or a hedgehog or a pup, a little pup, and he's cute. Well, we do use that term for a cute little pet, all right. But we also use the term cute as being a certain type of wisdom. It means being wise to your own benefit or the benefit of those who benefit from you or employ you. Being wise in most situations and able to assess and able to turn things to your benefit. It would come up from card playing, and it would also mean people wouldn't burn bridges with those they might need help from. They might be able to manipulate things, do good deals. Wise people, cute, C-U-T-E. I suppose the better word would be wise. But in Ireland we use the word he's cute. And then there's a thing in Ireland called the cute whore. And he's a sort of a half politician who has his finger in every pie. Right, you have that. So, this lad is cute. This lad is cute. He says, I see him, right. He's not the lad now with the brown jumper. No, he's the blue jumper. See the tree after rubbing him with the wind. I have you. That's all this guy will do. He's intelligent. And the cute who will do the same. Now enter the dumbbell. The ass, or the person who has no brains, of which forms maybe 80% of our country, for 75 anyway. So instead of this fella beside me, this fella's beside me. But I had been talking to him about what happened to Long Tom years ago. I mentioned to him years ago, I'm going to mind that whole rate. So now, this fella never saw the culprit. So my job is to tell him that's the culprit. But I've said to him, do you see the lad across underneath the tree? Do you see he's a blue blazer with goldy buttons, like brass buttons, whitey trousers, and he's blacky shoes with a good shine on them. I do, right. Now he knows who you are. You see him, have a look at him, yeah. What did you do? Straight away, the ignorance come out. It's not enough for this fella to be showing somebody who will be of interest and who will be spoken about later. He wants it now. Why are you showing me him? What did that fella do? Oh, what? Val, hey, they're all about you over here. Hey, you, come over here. Val says I should walk at you. Now, that's pretty extreme. But I have had that happen several times. Or maybe they don't talk, but they demand. What? What are you on about? And even friends of mine, what? They cannot get the intellectual requirement to know that they should just accept it, see him, and that there'll be a time for talking about all that in privacy. They do not understand the need to keep this confidential. They do not understand the need for why I'm being cute about it or quiet about it. I'm just bringing the attention to them, and wait for another day. Wait till afterwards, after the funeral, have a wee word or whatever. They cannot get that through their thick skulls. I don't know what proportion of people there are, but I know a lot of them. And there's people, if you go to do a thing simply, it might be only hanging a picture, there's always something wrong. And I know men married to women and they're like that. Always something wrong. I was up in Kenstown Garden Centre one time and there was a woman in front of me while I was waiting to buy a spade or something like that. And she was explaining to your man behind the counter, whoever was there, how she got the husband to put down a patio and she didn't like the colour and she got her to take it up again and put up another one. So she couldn't decide before she did it and she had to do it twice, and he had to do it, not her. Anyway, I digress a bit there. But do you get what I'm saying? This runs right through life. You'll get people who just haven't the cop on to know to wait a wee while, just delay this. There's reasons why Val is behaving like this, but make sure you get him before he goes. So when the funeral is over and Father's on the holy earth, bit of holy water, good luck, we're off down the road. Well, I wanted to tell you. So if you take the first fella, who was this fella, That's the lad that ripped off Long Tom. That's the fella. He got a month in jail. That's the fella. He's living down the country somewhere. Oh, is that who he was? I never saw him before. Oh, that's a good one. So I was surprised. He's a brave age. Like that's 10 years ago, you know. So he now is up to speed with the whole thing. Whereas this fella can't understand the need to wait, to keep in touch and see who he is. He wants to know, no, why are you telling me about him? Who's that? And then he goes on, next thing he turned to someone else and said, who's that fella over there? Oh, I don't know who he is. And then your man sees him and he's beside me. That's a very good example of intelligence, and that happened to me a few times. In all walks of life. It's in the Gardaí, it's in every public service and everything else. And you simply couldn't, you know, when I'd be investigating things and we'd be getting results, you couldn't tell a certain limited number of people. There might be maybe only 1 in 10. There's certain people and Gardaí and civilian staff, and you just couldn't say how are you getting on with your investigation. It's proceeding okay, but you couldn't turn around and say, we have a suspect out in such a place. It's looking very much like young Ross Thompson, Maguire, and that. You couldn't do that. They couldn't hold it. Your man would know it before you'd know it. And even with some senior officers, that could happen. You couldn't let them know anything. If they got a few germs, you surely couldn't let them know. So, but that's maybe a bit of an exaggeration there. But I think I've made a very good example of how simple basic intelligence works in society. This fella knows Val is not telling me that for a cod. He's telling it to me because he's going to explain it to me later. And this fella feels, I want to know now. And the other thing about it is, this fella has no respect for Val, no respect for me. If he had respect for me, he'd wait. Oh no, you're only an old idiot. Tell me what it is now. I'll soon find out. I'll soon tell you what's going on. And you can use that to your advantage by winding them up. Telling them lies. And I always do that too. Nothing wrong with a lie when it's for that purpose. Have you understood this? Please comment underneath. It's a bit of fun. You need to be able to assess who you're dealing with and who you trust, especially if you're doing anything. If you're doing nothing, if you're living back on a pension that's guaranteed and you have no interest, only the sports page and the races, you really can't go far wrong. But then again, if you get a tip and it's a good tip from a stable and you can't hold your water, the whole people will be betting on them and the price will go down. So even in that aspect, it applies. But if you're just doing a bit of gardening and that's all you're doing, you can get away with being as thick as a plank once you get the pension or whatever income you have. But I don't want you in my operation under any circumstances. It's understood in business and that there's a certain amount of cuteness, certain amount of craft, and some people have it, and some people, I don't know, never have it. And maybe you could train people a little bit, and maybe I was trained by my people and my neighbours how to behave like that as I was growing up. That could possibly be. Comment underneath. We'll see you back. Bye bye. Thank you.